Hi there. Today I'm gonna just unbox a game that I just recently got about maybe about 3 or 4 hours ago. Yeah, so I mean I just came back from playing tennis, and you know this. So I'm gonna be unboxing Animal Crossing New Leaf. If you can see that, if the glare is kind of strange. Basically, I haven't obtained a game since Resident Evil 6, and before that it was a game that I actually unboxed. Resident Evil for the DS, the 3DS, the Mercenaries, that is. And so it's kind of rare that I get games, but and I decided I wanted to get Animal Crossing because I usually don't have time to play games anymore, and you know, basically it would be best for me to play a game that's just kind of relaxing. Because I normally have to strategize and think hard, basically in a structured way, using a lot of logic with the class I'm taking, because I want to be a civil engineer, and obviously, you know, there's a lot of insane math, arguably. But anyway, let's start. You know, basically unpackaging this. I don't know if I said unboxing, unpackaging. It's the same idea. So yeah, I don't really have nails, but I have well, let's not go there. But basically, let's see if I can do this. It's funny. It's like the challenge is to open these. It's always the hardest part about these kind of videos is not to get distracted, because you might, when you unbox it, you might get distracted, you know, from thinking what you should be saying. I really don't care about the sleeve. It's just, I'm just gonna, you know, unravel it. Usually I like to be gentle, but you know, this time I'm not gonna be so gentle. I prefer to just, maybe I'll be gentle in the actual game itself, or just gentle enough not to break it. So here it is, the cover with, well, obviously without the wrapping. So here I'm gonna open it up. You can check it out. It's a basic layout of a 3DS game. Imagine what it would be like if you had no design of the Animal Crossing. It's the same thing, but just for show, I'll let you see what the SD card, or not SD card, the 3DS game card looks like. Just for show. So I mean, that's the whole idea of this video. So it looks like this. It looks kind of similar to the GameCube cover, because of the Animal Crossing version, of the GameCube version of the Animal Crossing. In that, what was it? Keep going. Well, in that, you can see that, you know, they have the time there, the dial. They have, and then they also have the community. You know. Well, and then the thing that strikes me about the similarities between this cover and the GameCube cover is that, you can see that they kind of focus in on the middle part. You know, basically, like the cover of the GameCube was basically, they kind of focused in on on the design of a house. This one focuses, I can't really tell, like myself, I didn't get a chance to see, but it seems to be focusing on a tree. Let me just to make sure, yeah, it focuses in on a tree, and I guess that's supposed to be something special that we don't really know. Well, obviously I don't know of yet. So yeah, yeah. So
Crossing song, man.
What? I know, but I don't know. I prefer to just make things a little simple. So, as you can see, this is what the cartridge looks like. It's similar to that of the GameCube. The reason why it's not, well, it's more similar to the GameCube, and also a little different than the cartridge, the cover of the DS version. You know, the Wild World, is that the Wild World simply just, I believe it had everything. So I think this game is already giving a GameCube feel to it. The GameCube version feel to it. I really like the GameCube version. That was actually my favorite so far. As far as Cityfolk was okay, but really wasn't the best. It was almost like a glossed version, like a caked version of, like, covering the cake of the DS version. So what does that mean? Well, that just means that they just wanted to enhance the graphics and make it look like the DS version, Wild World, but was it instead was it it wasn't really any different than the DS one. Let's hope this one's a little different. I mean, so far you can practically even swim, and also I've heard that there are little differences between like the GameCube version and this one in that, and also the other ones too, and in like the the little things here and there. Like I think someone was telling me that, oh yeah, that's right, you start with the house you start with. It's not a house, it's actually a tent. So you have to work up to getting the first base of a house. So I found that very interesting. Well, I mean, obviously that means probably there's going to be a lot more other detailed differences between this one and GameCube and all the other Animal Crossings. So I'm going to be very interested in seeing this, because to tell you the truth, the difference between the Wild World and Cityfolk is there's hardly anything. The only difference is that they added an extra city basically, and that wasn't, and that's kind of obvious, but that wasn't really a big deal to me, at least. All you did was you visited a place, and that was kind of a hassle. I didn't really want to do that. I wanted everything to be in literally one community. It wasn't, and that was kind of like the purpose, but it was kind of defeated because it was almost like you had to go all the way somewhere else. Well, I think you had to take a train. That's right. So it wasn't necessarily a community. I mean, it was called Cityfolk, so there wasn't really a purpose in necessarily having one community. They should have called it Community Folk, if that's the case. So Community Folk, that's what it should have been called, because I would have preferred everything to be more like a community. Like where you go maybe to certain community pools. I mean community terrace homes. It's kind of like I wanted to get that kind of feel, because I mean that's what Animal Crossing should be all about. It should be all about one community. And yeah, okay. So anyways, so why don't we check out the inside of this? They just have the basic layout of a inside of the manual of the game. It's really basic. It's not a big deal. They would have a little. You're best off if you want something like this. You're best off to get the strategy guide. I usually get strategy guides when I get games like this. Well, that was back in the last time I did anything like that was I got Cityfolk actually, and I mean that was the last time that I did that, and let me tell you something. Well, basically, I mean, I got a strategy guide, but I didn't really use it a whole lot. Also, I'm much better off now without a strategy guide. I think I could just kind of play and enjoy my time. When you have a strategy guide, you can't really enjoy your time as much, I guess, playing the video game, because you're so worried about making sure one thing is accomplished and another thing is accomplished. Anyways, thanks for watching. Yeah, that was my little my unpackaging video for Animal Crossing. Have our Animal Crossing New Leaf. So have a nice day. Thank you for watching.